Okay, let's make sure that everything is working. Welcome back to episode 21, session 21, I should say. We are just waiting a little bit longer. We have one of our players is dealing with something before he can jump on. So let's do a little sound test. We good? How does sound work for everybody? Good? Too loud? Not loud enough? I think everything seems good. Got the right microphones muted and the other ones turned on. We're good. Think so. No duplication. Reverb. Business. Sound great. Oh, thank you, Harm. Appreciate it. And thank you so much for that resub. 20 months. Holy crap. It's going to add to the Chrono Deviants. They had to use a little bit of that last game. And there's a lot going on tonight, so we'll see how much of that they need to use. But we'll just hang out and chat here for a little bit. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to go grab the logo here real quick. Put that bad boy right over here so we know what's up. Ta-da! Perfect. Harm, you headed off to bed, or are you? Today's not DnD for you, right? Uh-oh, somebody's rolling. Who be rolling? You guys can't see it on screen, but one of our characters just put mage armor on. It's perfect. All right, I think everybody is back, so let's get into the game. Looks like all of my sound settings are good. Not off to bed yet, just soon. Okay, cool. All right, well, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys during break time. We'll probably take a break in about an hour and a half or so. We got about 3 hours to play tonight. And yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy. Exclamation point DnD. If any new people come in, if we get any raids, anything like that, please help me out and drop that in the chat if folks come in and try to talk to us and they don't understand that we can't talk back. So appreciate that. All right. Well, let's roll these credits. Or, you know, not. I love it whenever the credits get jacked up. That's my favorite, usually. Did you guys see how jacked up the credits went right now?
No.
It was so bad. Thanks, Elgato Stream Deck update. Appreciate it.
Was it super laggy?
Well, no, all of the credits like showed up at once. Oh man.
I just saw my face go.
Yeah, your face was on there, and then Mirda's was in the back, and then Inra's was there, and all the names were there, and they were jumbled up. So all of the timing didn't kick off because apparently the Stream Deck decided to be a jerk face. and it didn't turn down my music. It turned off my lens instead of turning it on. Ugh, I'll have to take a look at that later.
Like,
It's
like our cam's gonna be a problem.
no. Everything's good now. It was just that
Oh.
I have a lot of like automation set up on that, and it didn't do any of it. So we're fine now. We're good. So you know, it's about as jacked up as our campaign right now. So I think we're just fine. I'm kidding. Recap from last week, which was our long session, which I kind of cheated you out of about a half an hour, and I apologize for that, but there was a lot that kind of just blew up in smoke for... There's things that I could have tried to improv, but I don't think we would have done it justice if I had done it, if I had continued on the way it was. But you guys were, you know, very much on track, except for that last little bit. So, and then you went,
What are you talking about?
then you went way off the
Party?
rails. So, anybody want to recap, or you want me to do it?
I only have half the episode. I got so dialed into the episode, I didn't make any other notes.
That happens. I do that a lot too, where I'm playing a game and I'm so engrossed in what's going on. I just like throw everything. Like I'm not even paying attention to my notes anymore.
What the fuck? There's no way this is where we ended.
Yep. That's what happens. Well, that said, you were in the Wizard's Tower, and the doorway had just opened up by the fountain behind you. You walked through after it seemed that the zombies had followed you in through the little opening in the room that you were in, and there were at least 30 zombies that had started to pile in behind you. So you went through the doorway, and as you walked in, there was a plate that would fit you and maybe one more. You chose to get on it after an announcement was made to please step on the plate, and you started to go up the elevator shaft. You saw a few things, some of the light walls that you were familiar with from the prison that you were in Hoblock. One of the floors, you had enough time to kind of fire off some spells and weaken them, but just enough time to look and see what was behind them, and it looked like maybe dead versions of people you've seen die before already. And if that wasn't concerning enough, you got to the top and saw that there was a dead woman who had been disrobed, and you recognized the clothing, and from an approximation to identify that was Baba Sciofra, someone that you remember from a past life. You saw that there was some symbols drawn on the floor, some sort of incantation with ties to blood magic and alchemy. There were notes in a notebook that Gulch was familiar with that has magical abilities as long as it's attached to the podium or a podium. It's a research tool that has the ability to give multiple people the use of the same a copy of the book, and they can share ideas through notes and scrawlings, and then anyone who had checked the book out had their location and whereabouts open to you, with a close approximation of where they were. You saw that there were names written in the book of Luther Chevalier, the interim person in charge in Hoblock who put you in prison, the leader of the Arthenium Arcanum, Brom Arenthal. There was a man named Rictavio Whitecrow, whose last name you don't recognize, but the first name kind of rings in your head. Baba Sciofra, who is dead, lying in front of you. Mako Travantes, which is a wizard you remember from a past life, who was your friend, as far as you know. and then a man named Thomas Strongwall, who is someone you are looking for to bring them back or their fate to Mistress Sciofra, who is in Trigant. Luther Chevalier seems to be located in Trigant, and he was headed there with a quickness, which would stand to reason that he was on a ship or by some other means was headed into the city. Brahm was in the library in Hoblock. Rick Tavio was in the Southern Isles. Baba Sciofra's name began to fade, and without too much time lingering, after a fight with a couple of animated suits of armor, where Gulch tried to pull the cores out of both, which you were successful in doing so. You saw Baba's name kind of fade completely, and when you checked after your battle and had taken your stones and placed them into your bag of holding, Mako's name no longer showed up on the list as well, so it stands to reason that he has been killed. Thomas Strongwall showed in the very room that you were in, and after some investigating, that changed once you powered down one of the walls that were the light wall that was in the room that you were in, and it seemed that he was in like a room that was behind a false wall. You made your way in there, and when you walked through that door, Gulch recognized this as something similar to what he used to have access to in the Hoblock library, but didn't know what it did. There were 4 mirrors that showed a interaction of some sort that involved each of you, a copy of each of you, or approximation of each of you, dying by the hands of people that you know in this realm. When that happened, there was a light beam that shot out of a crystal in the center of the room, and you felt power surge through your bodies and you gained a level. In your investigations, you found some notes on the ground and a trifle hat on the ground. Gulch began to investigate one of the portals on the right. Mirta decided to look at the portal on the left, and in so doing, apparently triggered some sort of reaction and sent you both in different places. Mirta is in a room that looks very much like this room, and Gulch, you are in the outside of the tower where you originally had gone to go see Margaret and her sisters when they saved you originally. Inra was nowhere near either of those portals and was looking around the back of the room, I guess, at the stonework, admiring the grout. Turned around and both of you were missing. That about cover it? Any questions before we get things cooking?
I'm good.
All right.
Oh, also I can't see stream, so I don't know what scene.
Don't
we're on,
worry.
or what scene stream is on.
It's fine. Everything's fine here. Everything's fine. Yeah, we're on the right scene. We're good.
Great.
It is great, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't just watch her kill, Gulch. So.
You didn't.
No, I didn't.
You
Yeah.
went around. You
No,
were in the hallway.
of course not.
You were in the hallway. You actually didn't see her kill me.
I know.
Yeah, you did. That's right. You didn't see that. Oh boy. Well, Mirda, you find yourself alone in a room that looks very much like the room you just left. You look down and you don't see the portal anymore. Everything else about the room seems exactly the same. Except for as you peer through the other side, first you notice that you don't have your companions with you or around you. And then the smell is the first thing that actually hits you as you fade into this existence. And it is the scent of... It's the scent of old wood. Ripped and torn from its roots and processed and pressed and manufactured into books. That mixed with the hide of animals of every make wrapping this wood, and all of this scent is hitting you at once. And at first it is overpowering and then it becomes pleasant, but the thought of the death that went into these manufactured books is stuck in the back of your mind. And once that clears, you hear the voice that seems familiar to you through a rock that Gulch has and that you have made the acquaintance of. And it says, "Please state your business."
But I don't. Hello?
"Hello, my name is Adir. Please state your business."
Do you remember? We've met.
"Hello, my name is Adir. Please state your business." He kind of,
Sure.
as you try to communicate with him, he kind of shuffles back and forth, and you see a familiar face. This looks very much like your friend. It's the spinning image of your friend who you met in Hoblock, that went with you to the Sisterhood of the Serpent to meet with leadership.
Hello?
And if you don't remember their name,
Where are we?
I was trying to find a handout here. Where are you? You remember the name Sahira Ihadar. This is who this looks like to you. They are wearing clothes that are very similar, but seem to match that of the women who were in the temple that wore the older garb, that did not pay homage to this union between the druids and the sisters.
We've met. Do you remember me?
Oh, excuse me. I don't believe I've had the pleasure. I am Osha. Wait. Didn't I drink with you? I drank with you with Gulch, that big horned fool that left me
Yes,
here with all of his responsibilities, didn't show me anything. A deer is like starting to kind of like jostle back and forth, and she has a like a wrench in her hand, and she goes, poof, poof, poof. Stop it, you infernal machine. I'm sorry. He's been on the fritz lately. What are you doing here?
I'm not really sure. Do you know how this portal works?
I don't know anything about any portals, but I can assure you that there's someone here who could explain it to you better, I think.
Yes, please. Where exactly are?
Oh, you're in the library in Hoblock. This is the lower level that is usually off limits to visitors.
Oh,
Here, let me
here.
let me take you to the man who runs the place here, and we will get you situated. All right?
Yes.
It was murder, right? That is the name. His name?
Mirda.
Mirda. Yes, that is a good name. I can follow me. And she walks through the double doors, and you walk through and around a pillar, and in the room you recognize all of the things that you've seen. Well, you haven't seen them from this perspective, but statues that you remember seeing up above in the library when you were here with Gulch. She takes you to another set of double doors on the other side of this circular room. Let me make sure that the other one is updating. Here we go. And as she takes you through these double doors, walks up a few steps and says, "Oh, he should be down in just a moment. He was here when I left, but he must have gone to the restroom or something."
Oh, that's okay. I can wait.
All right. Yes. Hello, Emilio. I didn't know you were in here. And to your right, you see a very large mastiff who has kind of like this leathered armor on him. Almost as if he's like a guard dog, but he's just a big old puddle of mush. He's just a good boy.
What's his
Boop
name?
his nose.
His name is Emilio. He starts to smell like at your feet and kind of looks you up and down, and with his big old mastiff eyes, just kind of like, seems to communicate to you to pet him.
Okay, I'm gonna give him a scritch.
Okay.
Just scritch his head.
He really likes that, and his foot starts to, kind of do the shake. And he's very much enjoying that pet. As you're petting him, you start to hear some doors open, and then you notice a man at the top of the stairs who begins to make his way down and says, "Oh, what do we have here? Oh, Shah, what is the meaning of this?" Osha begins to try to explain poorly that you just showed up down the hallway, and he dismisses her. And she kind of cowers and leaves. but not before like giving you like kind of like a side eye as she recognizes something on your person that she seems to not care for, and then kind of walks off in a huff.
Weird.
I apologize for my understudies' manners. I am Brom Ehrenthal, and you might be. He puts out his hand to like take your hand to like bow and give it a kiss. You know, very very gentlemanly.
My name is Mirda.
Mirda, how? And he looks around like like he's confused and also a little bit ashamed. Uh, how did how did you get here? Are the others with you?
I'm not really sure.
there was more than his acumen in deciphering ancient texts that made the decision for me to send him here. And one of those reasons is that I sent him here to be captured and eventually die.
Why? So you're literally telling me right now that you cannot be trusted.
I told you that I would bear my shame and explain everything to you, but I wanted to make sure I did not patronize you by explaining things you already knew. I'm being truthful here.
Okay, so then why did you want Gulch to be captured?
Well, there are a few of us who have been keeping tabs on certain individuals that were brought here by the wizard we spoke of. Our task was to nurture them, keep them oblivious to the things around them, and keep them busy, satiated, employed, and alive. The reason for that is quite complicated, but suffice it to say that in these other realms, versions of this world, there are copies of you. And every time one is eliminated or dies, their essence is spread out amongst those who remain. The reason for this is that consciousness was made by the gods and spread out to even the playing field so that the gods could not destroy one another long, long ago. When Mako found out that by destroying other versions of ourselves would make us stronger, he decided to put that theory to a test. Seemed to be much harder to kill other versions of ourselves, so we experimented with others. That being you and your two friends. You are the last of you. Just as I am the last of me. I was not able to overpower certain versions of myself until opposites were eliminated and their power was removed from that realm. As it turns out, you are my conduit.
Me?
And he reaches into a desk and he opens it and he pulls out a card and he has it face down. It doesn't look like any card you've ever seen, but he pushes it towards you and it's face down.
What card is this?
Oh, turn it over.
I'll reach out and turn it.
Okay. It's the Fool from the tarot deck and matches the one that you were given her before.
And so why do you have this?
Well, we all tried to find our opposites in other realms. So we sent We put ourselves in these realms and in various forms presented each of you with cards to find out which card matches with who in that realm. Consistently, you matched me, just as the other two match Mako and Baba Skjolfra. Baba Skjolfra was smarter than the rest of us. Until the very end. And then Mako found that if he was to absorb us, that he could become even more powerful. The object of transference of oneself into the crystals that I asked about is to become godlike. Pure energy. The goal was for each of us to become godlike so that we could get rid of the pain in the world. That we could remake and reshape this reality as we saw fit. We thought that we knew best. But now, with Mako doing what he's done to Baba Skjolfra, I fear he has pushed too far. Then there was talk of destroying this entire world so that enough blood would flow for us to have the power to do what we wished. And he looks over at Emilio. He says, I've had reservations for some time, but now I see it was wrong. It may be too late for me, as I have too much blood on my hands. But I'm glad you're here, because perhaps I can help you. And your friends.
Why would you help?
I've become overburdened with the blood on my hands and the betrayals that I have made, and with this realization that Mako was wrong. Our plan was not moral. It was not right. And I've had a change of heart. I have a visitor who is on his way here that is bringing us one of the crystals. The first of its kind. And when he brings it, I would like to discuss with you how to use it properly and try to send you back to your friends.
I see.
Would you allow me this?
Yes.
Thank you. He kind of leans back and exhales a breath of kind of relief and pulls a knife that looks very similar to the one that you were given and places it onto the desk that he's there with. When this is all done, this will be yours.
This blade?
Yes.
What is its significance?
It is an artifact of the moon goddess. It is one of the last notes that Mako gave us that was necessary for the transference to take place. We have the other items. I found this on another version of you, that was eliminated.
I see.
But I feel that it will do much more good in your hands with what is to come. Are you familiar?
What is to come?
Well, I know what is planned to come. And that is assured destruction of this entire planet. Can't let that happen. Because now that I've seen the grand plan that Mako has, I don't think it's for the good of anyone. Baba Skiofra was the light that steered this ship right, and without her, I'm afraid we are in the darkness forever if Mako has anything to say about it. Now I ask again, the crystals, did you see them in his study?
Yes.
Were they active?
They were.
Then it has begun. Do you know if they are still there?
I believe that they are with my party.
Okay. This is good. But we must tread carefully. At that time, a knock on the door happens to come with these back double doors. And Osha walks through the doors with a very tall, impeccably dressed man who holds a cane not because he needs it, but because it seems to be a symbol of regal presence. Osha bows, walks behind him, and sneaks out the back. And he steps in and bows to you and introduces himself as Count Strahd van Zarovich. Good evening.
Hello, sir.
You must be Mirda.
I am.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Brom,
Yes.
is the ceremony on track? Brom says, yes. Yes. Yes, of course. I'll make preparations right away. Brom walks over towards the side of the room here and begins to start tightening down different apertures and things in this suit of armor that's open. And the suit of armor actually resembles Strahd's kind of aesthetic of the clothing that he's wearing. Lots of reds and blacks and purples, and very. It doesn't look like it's like if this was to be animated, that it would be a bruiser. It's very thin. It's very sleek and streamlined. He says, you received my armor. Brom nods and continues to go about his business. Strahd then begins to cut his palm and drips blood in a circle and creates a star pattern.
What
on
are
the
you
ground.
doing?
We are preparing.
Exactly like Baba's.
It's slightly different. It had to be modified for me.
Did you do that to her?
No, no, no. No, I am here for a different purpose. Brom, did you tell her what we are doing? Brom says, I've explained enough, but more details are probably best. And he looks to you and says, What questions do you have for me about this?
What is the purpose of this?
Well, the purpose of this is to get me within reach of Mistress Skilfra, as you may know her.
She is past.
Mistress Skilfra?
Oh,
Intrigant? Much younger.
yes. That one.
Yes.
Why are we visiting her?
Well, she is in possession of a relic that, if the crystals are not found and destroyed, could be much more problematic and leave no purpose after she's done. She's looking for one of the crystals, and if she gets her hands on it, she will complete hold on, there's a name for it. The Talisman of Power. It comes from the stars, and she believes with it she can conquer the world.
But why would she want that?
Because she knows nothing but destruction. She's bored.
So this ritual will bring us to her?
Not quite. There's a few more steps to that. He's explained to you the realms and the extermination of self, growth of power, that all of that.
Yes.
He says, "You're the last of you,
I believe I am.
and he is the last of him, just as I am the last of my kind." Mistress Sciofra was created by me. In another realm, in another time. And I'm tired of living this calloused life. And it's time for me to put my affairs in order, and she's a loose end. I can't have her running amok, destroying what's left of the world. Because if you don't stop what's coming, or even if you do, if she's allowed to exist, she will finish it. Talisman of Power allows her great abilities. Control the weather, create earthquakes, topple countries, unseat kings. She would be worse than anything you could imagine.
And what will we do about Mako?
Mako has already transcended, and he is in one of those crystals. If she gets a hold of him in crystal form, he will have control of the Talisman of Power. The only way to stop this is for me to transfer. Turn into a crystal. And have you present me to her. And make sure that I am placed in her hand. She's shrouded by the power of the talisman. And it does not allow me to communicate with her or locate her. I simply know a vague direction on a continent that she belongs or that she lives in. If you turn me into what she desires, I can communicate to her through the crystal and control her. And do what needs to be done to destroy her. And if somehow I am placed into the relic, I can also maintain control over that as well. Keep her from doing what she seeks to do. Brom stops what he's doing. Yeah, I'm finished the preparations. I think we're ready. Are you ready? Strahd nods. He places his cane against a pillar and he takes his cape off. And he begins to unbutton his vest and then his blouse underneath. And you see this pale white, almost translucent quality to his skin. And he says, "Time to begin." Brom nods and walks to the center of the blood that is on the ground. He pulls items from his pockets and he places them in different areas. And one of the items is his tarot card that he had placed on the table. And he says, "I'm ready." And he kind of sits down in that lotus position and says, "Please don't fuck this up." Also,
Do my best.
would you do me the honor of taking care of Emilio?
Absolutely.
I thought you might be the one to take care of him. He seems to take a liking to you.
Does he know what you're doing?
Emilio seems to be kind of like sad, but almost like he knows that this is something that has to happen. Like he's kind of pacing back and forth and he's kind of worried. But somehow it's like he knows. Like maybe there's been some telepathic bond and he's explained it to him and it's like, you know, it's time, but you don't want it to be time.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel that similar bond that you had with Finn. And Strahd stands near him, between him and the suit of armor, and pulls the ceremonial knife that was on the table and raises it. And just before he is about to swing, Bron says, "Oh, wait, what?" And he reaches into his robes and he hands this. He says, "Could you give this to Gulch, please?"
What is it?
A bit of an explanation, an apology, if you will. Also reinstating him as my replacement.
Yes.
He was much too good to be just a mere librarian. He's bound for great things if he can make it out of this alive. He hands it to you.
I will deliver this.
Strahd winds up and gets ready to plunge the knife into his chest. And as he begins to swing down forcefully, Brom moves just out of the way and says, "Oh, wait. One more thing. You're going to need some of my blood to power the portal back."
Okay.
Okay. Make sure that Osha takes care of you and shows you out. Okay, I'm finished. And he looks up at Strahd. Strahd, it's about time. He raises it up. He goes to plunge. And one more time, Brom. No, wait. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, do it. And as he punctures him with the knife, the crescent knife, you start to feel the room kind of reverberate with this magical essence, and it becomes this kind of hallucinatory experience for you where you see Brom and Strahd become like intermingled, like they're out of their body, like their soul is being pulled out of their body, and then it's intermingled, and then there's like this bit of like a ball of lightning, and it kind of starts to zap into the crystal, into this suit of armor. And as that continues, it starts to fade a little bit in your presence, and until it's eventually gone, and both Strahd's body is gone and Brom's body is lifeless in that lotus position as it's kind of just slumps over. And his blood begins to kind of run down, and you start to see it pool up on his robes. The crystal inside of the suit of armor glows a bright purple. Is it over? I heard the building stop shaking.
Yes. Do you have a vial that I could?
Yes. And she runs over to like a little cabinet area that has a bunch of different kind of glassware. Brings it and says, "Don't worry, I know what to do." She gets up next to it. She begins to pull the blood into these vials, and she gets 2 of them. She corks them. She takes a look at him, puts her hand on his head, and begins to do a bit of a prayer, a bit of a ritual. Some of the words match that of the Sisterhood of the Serpent, and sends him on his way. She wipes a tear from her eye, and she hands you the 2 vials, and she says, "I'll show you what to do with these next, but you will need to grab that. Only you will be able to touch it."
Okay.
So the crystal is in the chest cavity that's open, similar to the 2 suits of armor from the Wizard's Palace, or Wizard's Tower.
I'll take the stone.
So as you go to reach in, you feel this uneasy feeling. and a bit of a kind of like that feeling before lightning strikes, and you get goosebumps and your hair kind of stands up on end, and your hair kind of frizzes a little bit, and you clasp down onto the stone. Gulch.
You know, I watched Sandman, and all I can see in Finn now is Sandman.
That's accurate. That's pretty. That's now. Thank you for running it for me now too. Perfect.
It's
Perfect.
on my list, actually.
It's great. Gulch, you were outside with Finn. You kind of had a discussion. You began to walk towards the portal, kind of dazed and confused about what just happened. You weren't sure if you were going to go see if you're going to go to Trigant and kind of talk to Mistress Skilfra, or if you were going to go into the portal and try to get back to where Margaret and her sisters were and give them back the eye. Regardless of what you chose at that point, Zophie showed up, your patron, and came up, placed their hand on your shoulder, and told you that it is time to talk. And as they touch you, you find yourself transported back to the sacrificial pit where your power was bestowed upon you. You see one of the pillars in front of you that those books go on, and you notice to your right a strange version of Inra, who seems to be decked out in ceremonial robes of dark colors and hair pristine and tied back, and 2 daggers at their side, and a book similar to yours at their hip. To the left, you see a man you've never seen before, with a long beard and gray streaks through his hair and dark leathers and a cream colored shirt, that kind of puffy shirt, like flows out to his arms, and a lute on his back. And he too has a book on his side. Both of them are staring up into the sky, and you can't seem to see a area of their eye with which a pupil and iris would be. It seems that they're all whited out and sort of glowing, looking into the sky.
Where are we?
Oh, you know where we are. The place where I made you.
Why are we here?
Well, that's a hell of a thing to say to somebody who gave you all of your powers. I feel like we haven't spoken ages. That damn wizard and his tricks kept you from me. Do you remember nothing?
I remember. Hold, please. I'm going through my notes.
It's okay.
Oh, Bone Town. That's too far up. I remember the name Zophie.
Well, that's me. I'm glad that you remember my name.
I remember seeing. I remember being here.
Oh, that's
and
good.
Seeing a vision of different versions of my friends. And
Oh, that's not far back enough. Let me help you. And Zophie places their hand on your head and basically zaps the shit out of your brain to activate all of your memories from back when you were first here in your other life. And as they release their grip from you and the tendrils of electricity kind of pull back, you are merged. Your mind and the mind of the previous you are now one, and it hurts to have so much knowledge and so many memories crammed into the same mind, and you're not 100% sure which ones were real and which ones are fake. But you remember everything. There, is that better?
I think so.
Good, because we've got a lot of work to do.
Of course. What do you need of me?
Well, a lot of things, but first and foremost, I'm glad that you were smart enough to ingest some of that druid's blood in you from this realm. I wouldn't have found you otherwise. A magician that brought you here must have placed some sort of ward around you, and that broke it. And I was finally able to locate you. Do you know what's happening?
From what I've seen and read, there seems to be a group that are trying to ascend themselves as gods.
Oh, yes.
And need to use a special 3 who we've kind of deduced might be myself and my friends as vessels to do so.
Oh, that's accurate. Yeah, that's accurate. Of course, they would pick one of mine. One of mine would be chosen. It figures.
And that's what you get for having such a powerful follower.
Well, you know, that's what you get for being imbued with my amazing strength and powers that I could take back at any time I want. FYI, just so you know.
I'll give her a bow, and I appreciate everything you've given me.
Oh, now we're talking. That's the kind of audience I expect from my followership. So I appreciate that. Don't think it hasn't gone unnoticed. Let me bring you up to speed. Long time ago, the ancient gods were warring with each other. There were hundreds, thousands of gods at one point, and they all just were vying for each other's powers, and they knew that if they were to kill each other, that they would absorb their powers of the other gods. And so you get a lot of confusion with who to worship and whatnot. At one point, it dwindled down to maybe a couple of hundred, and a council was formed, and the gods decided that they would give up some of their power in order to maintain an even keel, so that each of them would not be stronger than the other. That was the decision. The excess was spewed out into the cosmos and into a world where consciousness could be born. Some of the gods decided to stack the deck and create different versions of the same world. This one, And in that way, they were able to create sort of a backup battery if they ever needed it. The problem was that the same consciousnesses would not always worship them. And it's very much a faith-based power. So if, let's say, one gulch was to, I don't know, decide instead of having a patron and making the right choices in life, worship that filthy, dirty god Lathander. For shame. Luckily, most of you don't do that. There's a few people who have switched sides, and that has kind of thrown the balance out of whack, as it were, but it's always been done in secret. Then a few of you mortals decided that, hey, I'm going to play around with rift magic. Accidentally bumped into themselves, killed themselves. Some guy backed up into a spear because he was so distraught about seeing himself that wasn't in a mirror. And then guess what? Just happened to be a wizard, gained power, started a whole process of hunting down versions of themselves in the multiverse. Well, we can't have that, and it's gone on too long. The problem is that there's a lot of distractions going on in your world, namely a talisman of power that seems to be blinding the gods to what's actually going on in this crystal cabal that I've been hearing so much about, and I'm trying to garner some support from the other gods in the realm to pay attention to it, but it's been very hard. So I have to rely on my followers to do my bidding. Now, luckily, you have only a couple of you left in the multiverse, which means that you're probably the strongest follower I have. And that's why I've been seeking you out so desperately. You do know you're not supposed to be in this realm, right? That the realm, the one that was here before, was killed so that you could be here, and that's why they were able to put the warding spell on you. You know, this isn't your world, right? You come from a different time, a different age, a different version.
I do now, and it answers so many questions.
Oh, good.
Of confusion I've had over the last 10 years.
Just another one of my blessings to give to you. I'm so happy I could do that for you. Now, if you don't want that future to exist again, I'm going to need you to help me help you by going to Trigant and making sure that you eliminate at least one of those crystals. And if you can get two, that would be great. But if you can't get two, or even if you do get two, I would prefer it if you were to destroy this talisman of power. If you do that, the gods will then take note of what's going on, because their real focus is on this talisman right now.
Are you talking about these? And I'll reach into my bag of holding, pull out the two crystals I have from the robots.
I knew it. My strongest pupil. And I wasn't even there for most of your development. I am so proud of you right now. This is great. Now, is one of those activated? Did it glow when you touch it? They both
glowed at that point.
Well, okay. All right. Did both glow at the same time, though?
They kind of glowed and
all right.
Back and forth.
Okay. So then here's what's going to happen. You're going to have to break both of them. Not here. If we let that out here, I'm not going to be able to help. What comes next? You'll need to break that on your own plane of existence.
What will happen when they break?
Well, on your plane, not a whole lot. It'll just kind of go into the ether and be split up again amongst the gods, I think. But if you do it here, then there's a good chance that whoever's in them rematerializes here stronger than ever and probably stronger than me and might actually absorb my power. And you. Yeah, good. Yeah, put that right back there in another pocket dimension. Awesome, thank you. Well, I am going to try to muster up some support from the gods. And I'm going to need you to go keep from having a reign of terror, control everything, whether by using this talisman of power or by summoning, I don't know, a giant ball of rock from the sky that they call a star for some reason. If that impacts us, which I don't know if you've looked at the sky lately, but there's something headed towards your planet. Did you know that? You know what a planet is? Do you even know that it's like a round thing? Like you don't even know this stuff. Do you? You're muted. Did you know that?
Isn't everything just flat?
Oh my god. Strongest people. No. Look, I don't have time to go into geography lessons or astrophysics.
I do a
fine.
lot of study.
Yeah, I know you do. I know. And then you're limited to what the knowledge is of your world. And I understand that. I should have known better than that. Okay. Anyway, one, your world's not flat. Okay. Number one. Number two, there's something headed towards it. And if you don't stop it before it gets too close, there's a good chance that a wizard who knows what they're doing could pull that down and it will break the earth. It'll shatter the earth and you'll all die. And that's, from what I'm hearing, is on the menu. So
I've read through his notes, and that I read that was his plan.
Yeah. Okay. So you know then. All right. Well, here's what I'm gonna need you to do. First, I need you to reunite with your party. I noticed that they weren't there. I don't know where they're at. I don't know what you got to do to find them, but you're gonna need to do that. You need to find them and party up with them, because you're not gonna be able to do this by yourself. And even with them, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to perform the tasks that are needed. You're going to need somebody. There might be some blood magic involved. You might need somebody that's expendable. And she claps her hands. I'm going to send you somebody from another realm, because yours is not here anymore, that you may know and are comfortable with, but you may have to at some point sacrifice them. Okay, it'll be them or you, and I'd prefer to keep you around. You're pretty powerful, pretty useful. But you look behind you, and in the water, like there's this creature kind of breaking the water, the stillness of the water, and as you hear the sloshing of that water, you start to hear coughing. And it's Jonathan. Excuse me. I didn't know I was going to be summoned. Is there something wrong? Hail, Sophie. Yes, all that. You. Hey. It's been a long time. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, yeah. I mean, I kind of know what's going on here, but you don't. Obviously, you have to pick your jaw up off of the floor and shine those horns a little bit. We studied at the Athenaeum Arcanum, in my world.
Okay, so you're not the same.
No. He's dead. He's gone. That's how it works. I've been summoned from another one.
Okay.
I happen to know a little bit about, our powers. So, I'm here to help. You hear Zophie's voice in your head, but not their lips moving and nothing outwardly speaking. It's a mental connection. Don't tell him what I told you before he arrived about the possibly killing. He doesn't need to know that. And you may not need to. All right.
So you ready to join me on an adventure?
Oh, absolutely. Adventure is my game. Zophie turns and says, oh, okay, enough chumming about. I am also going to need you to find that star's heart stone that holds the power of life itself. That needs to be taken care of. It needs to be destroyed. However, you can do that. Its power has been growing for centuries, and finally somebody who kind of knows what to do with it is in power. And if they find the last sliver of that stone that would work, that's going to spell a lot of catastrophe for this world. So I don't want that to happen. By the way, there's 2 of you left. And I think there's 2 of your friend left too. What's his name? Ernie? Whatever his name is?
Yeah, Ernie.
Yeah. That guy. The guy with the hat.
Yes.
It's a very attractive fellow.
He's not too bad to look at.
Yeah, you know. When this is all done, maybe I'll pop in for a visit. Anyway.
Do you know who's in possession of the talisman at this moment?
I know that it's located somewhere in Trigant. And I know that there is a certain someone by the name of Luther Chevalier that is made his way there to try to procure this item. I'm not sure how that works or why that's happening, but there's a lot that's been obscured from my purview because of the magics at play that Mako placed on some of his associates. I just know that he's there, and I know that that's why. That's what my associates tell me.
One final request, if you do not mind me
Sure.
asking.
Yes.
During my time in Trigant, it's a little embarrassing. I'm not going to go into the details. I may have had some sort of curse put on me by a vampiric entity.
What?
Same with my party.
Okay.
And we have this whole return within 2 weeks, which is about 7 days from now, or else, we're assuming we might turn into vampires. And any way you could possibly clear that up for myself and my friends?
So you think you're going to turn into a what makes you think you're going to turn into vampires in 2 weeks?
Well, we're pretty sure she absorbed our energies and drank our blood as we were in a trance. And
I see. Interesting. Have you checked your neck?
Yes, there are definitely bite marks.
On your neck?
I believe on all of our necks.
Let me take a look at that. Puts 2 fingers where you pointed at. Speaks some words and goes, no, I don't think that was a problem for you. I'm pretty sure there was nothing inside. I'm pretty sure I would have recognized. No, that doesn't smell like Strahd.
No,
He's the only vampire I know in this plane or many others.
This was Mistress Sky.
Mistress Sky. Okay, I don't know that name. I'm not sure who that is. But I can tell you that you're not...
If I remember both lives, I would remember Mistress Sky being an alternate version of Baba Skelfer, right?
Correct.
Okay. Mistress Sky was a younger alternate version of Baba Skillfrom?
That would make sense. That would make sense. Why I can't tell. She may have jumped multiple realms. If you've jumped more than 3 realms, then three different versions of your world. If you've done that more than twice, there's no way I'm going to be able to locate you without some extreme meditation. And if I don't know who this person is, or I've never really dealt with them, or cared enough, I wouldn't have a reason to do that. So I'm unless I could take a good 2 days, 3 days to try to figure that out, but I don't think we've got that much time.
Okay. It was just a thought.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I
Well,
just wanted to make sure that any weird,
as far as I
any
know,
weird contract we
you
had.
don't have any need to worry about turning into Fright Night. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, one other matter. I heard through the grapevine that one of you was supposed to return an item to some hags, some night hags to be more specific. Is that something that you remember?
Yes.
Good. Because if you lied to me, I'd have probably killed you right now. Because I do not need. Look at me, Gulch. Look at me. I do not need a coven of night hags up my ass. Do you understand? So I'm going to need you to make sure that whatever deal you worked out with them, you make good on it.
I will.
Because if you don't, it's going to be a lot of trouble for me and probably for you. You might turn into a scarecrow or something. They might mess with you in a way that I can't help.
Okay.
Very powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff.
I'll make sure it's returned.
Okay, good. Now that we're in agreement, I would do that as soon as possible if you can. I'm gonna set you back now with Jonathan. He can't be seen in this realm, so I'm gonna cast some magical invisibility onto him.
Like he shouldn't be? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't want people seeing him because that'll really cause some problems if anybody recognizes him and he's been, he's dead. We don't need. He's got some family.
A lot of people that knows he's dead.
Well, he's got some family, in that area, so that he doesn't know he has. So okay. And he looks just like his dad. So I don't need that coming back to bite you. Okay, cause you some problems.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, back to it. You find yourself placed back outside right next to the portal. Only you can see Jonathan. So I'm going to put a little invis ninja on him. And you have the portal right next to you. Finn seems to be frozen in time. Enra. Before we start, does anybody need a restroom break?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a 5-10 minute break. We'll be back.
Dude, I had a whole bit like prepared for anyone to use the bathroom.
No, I figured you might need it, and I know that you haven't been involved because the way that this is going. But yeah, let's take a little 5-10 minute break for anybody who needs to use it, and we'll reconvene. Be right back.
Okay.
All right. Finishing up the break, waiting for everybody to get back. They're on mute right now for me, so just thought I'd check in with chat real quick. See how you're doing. DNR, thanks for the resub. Looks like we need a... Hey, Shell, what's going on? Thanks for being here. And DNR, good to see ya. So we've got... We need to make sure to remember to add some Chrono Deviants whenever we get back onto the other scene. But how we feeling right now about the story, about the friends who find themselves trying to make their way back to each other? That being these kids, Coraline, Teekster Gaming, and the Sphere 21. The one storyline. So best worst Jet Li movie ever. I mean, you're not wrong. It's not 100% not that. I have actually never seen the movie the whole way through. I just know the premise of it. But then I was telling a friend of mine about it as well, and they said, what they compare it to? Into the Spider-Verse, and I didn't even realize that that's also kind of what was going on. Where like Kingpin was trying to kill all the different versions of himself so that he gets more powerful. I never played BioShock. I wasn't a really big fan. I know that a lot of people love that game, and it's not for me. I never got into it. I don't like it's the A aesthetic. It's the same reason I can't play Fallout for too long. That whole like shiny alternative, what do they call that? What's that? It's like Americana or whatever. I can't stand it. I hate it. I'm not a huge fan of steampunk either. So it's like this borderline weird, so BioShock, Fallout, and I have friends who like love it. I know a lot of people love it. Retro American Future, thank you. Yeah, that whole thing, like I'm not into it. Like I don't like it. I don't like when everything's stainless steel and round and weird and blimps and stuff. Like I'm a huge Batman fan, and Batman the animated series when I was a kid, it was not my favorite. Not because I still watched it because it was Batman, but the whole blimp thing and the weird like the way that the clothes were, I couldn't tell what timeline it was. Or is it the 20s? Is it the 30s? Is it the 70s? I don't know. I couldn't tell. I wasn't a big fan of it, of the look of some of it. But the story still holds up, you know what I mean? So, but I know it's wildly popular, so I get it. All right, I'm gonna check in with the crew here. Oliver's not back yet, so we're gonna check in. Oh, he just got back. Look at him. I'm gonna give him a minute to eat whatever food he's got. Well, I'm gonna check in with them and see how they're feeling, and then we'll get back to the action, okay? Feeling better? Thank you. Splat 3 came out today. Oh, that's right, it did come out. I saw the commercial. I talked about trying to not kill my hands. Oh, no. Well, I hope you enjoy it as much as you can, and you're able to play it as much as you want. Or are able, and it's a fun experience. It looks fun. I've never played the Splatoons. I've just seen other people play it. It looks like a cool concept. But yeah, I'm really glad you're here. I know that my schedule's not on track yet, but after my first month at my job, I think I'm gonna have something pretty solid by November to figure out things. So Splat 1 is what got you streaming. Really? That's cool. Well, maybe I'll pick it up so I can. It's co-op, right? Maybe we'll play it. Maybe I'll try to get some games in. That's what I need to do. I need to get better about playing games with my friends. played a little bit of Battlefield with a friend of mine on my Xbox today, and that was a lot of fun, and I kind of missed that, so I need to do more of that. It's just hard for me to do it with other people while I'm streaming, so I have to find the time to do it when I'm not streaming because I just can't split myself that many ways, I guess. It's really difficult. So, all right, I think we're gonna get back in the action, or at least check in with the crew here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for waiting. Appreciate you guys. Let's see what's up. What's up, guys?
Ready.
Ready?
Oliver just had a great poop. He's
Ooh,
ready to go.
Great poop.
great number
poop.
2. I love it.
Guess we're just rolling with that now. Okay.
Just rolling with a great number 2.
We are.
What? There's nothing wrong
Roll
with
with the great poop.
Rolling.
it. Behold the great poop.
Oh yeah.
That's okay. We'll make a patron. The
no,
great poop.
No,
The great
no.
solid
No.
one.
No, that's okay.
The great squish.
Mr. Hanky.
Definitely
the
wasn't-
the great solid one.
No.
Definitely wasn't solid, but we don't have to make a
Oh,
whole
boy.
thing about it.
Well, you're about to poop your pants right now, so we can make that happen. How's everybody
God.
feeling? How's
Oh,
everybody doing? Everybody got questions right now?
I'm
No.
I'm good to go.
Okay. All right, we got about another hour, so let's hit it. Inra,
Well,
you hear nothing back. You turn to look at the sudden silence and the waft of decay that is suddenly surrounding you with the absence of your friends and the sense of dread about you.
Yep.
As you can
guys,
hear nothing but your own breath.
hello? Anyone here?
There's a quietness. And then across from you, one of the mirrors turns on. And you see through the crystal into the glass confrontation happening between a woman you recognize that Gulch likes, a man who has half of a face that seems to be wearing a mask of metal, and some strange bald tiefling-like character with massive horns, much larger than Gulch's, but in some way resembles your friend. And as they dance about, the man in the mask grasps on to the woman and begins to pull her away out through a door. And the tiefling runs after, but is blasted with 2 bolts from a heavy crossbow. And lightning streaks across them. And as he sits on the ground, electrocuting what's left of his body, the screen goes dark. What do you do?
It's still like dark around me, right?
No, it's lit up. I mean, there's light
Lit up,
here
okay.
from the crystal. It's light enough to like light up the room.
Okay. I guess I'll make my way towards this corridor.
Okay. As you make your way to the corridor, just before you
wait,
get
a stone. Can I
past,
grab this stone?
what's that?
Can I grab this stone here?
Which one?
Oh wait, what is this? Or stone?
Oh, you make your way over there, and you trip on a hat, and it looks similar to yours, but a little different. And as you examine it, you realize that this is your father's hat. It has the same markings that you remember the last time that you saw him. And
So is this
signature brim.
like a portal that I'm able to walk through?
So there's a
Like,
portal on the ground. Like you see this, like this circle,
Something
the
that
summoning
I'm
circle.
aware.
You're aware that,
Okay.
very much aware that this is some sort of a portal, but it does not look active. You know that this is the last place that you saw Gulch before you turned around and you were examining the grout and the craftsmanship of the wall. And you turn around to say, hey guys, and that was the last time you saw him, was there. And now all that's there are some scattered notes and that you can't read, and a hat that is, as it turns out, your father's.
I'm gonna go in the portal of the hat.
Okay.
Like the portal of the hat.
You stand on it. You grab the hat. You have the hat in your hands. You wait for the portal to activate. Nothing seems to happen. And in your nervousness, you kind of wring the hat, like your finger around the inside of the hat. And you feel like something was stuffed inside the inside seam of the brim. And there are two folded pieces of parchment.
Ooh, I'll unfold the parchment. See what it says.
One is most definitely your father's mark.
Can't read.
It's his mark. He has a flourish at the end of his X.
Drawing of a mark.
A drawing of his name. You recognize that. And you see a map. And the map is of an area that you kind of are familiar with, and you can piece together where it's at because of your knowledge of looking at maps and knowledge of cartography. And it's an access way towards the bottom of the Southern Isles. And it seems to be like a very easy maneuverable way that you could get a ship in there. And it's one place it's one way you've never tried to access the Southern Isles. It seems to be his way in to that area that that's eluded you for so long. The other piece of parchment, as you unfold it, looks like some doodling from a small child, and it's a picture of a ship, some waves, and what seems to be an image of Benra, a stick figure with a trifle hat and a peg leg, and it has an approximation of a signature that you recognize, and it's yours. A drawing by a child. There's also, folded up on that, what seems to be some sort of a recipe. And the only reason you know that is because you see images that are drawn to like tell you what's in this thing. And it seems to be some sort of a special meat hand pie because of the drawings. And the drawings that show you the steps is very IKEA-esque. But the strange part about it is there's a stick figure of a woman, like with a broomstick, shoving something down into a pot, and you see like fingers and like a head like popping out of the pot, and it's being like stuffed down. And if you sound it out from your rudimentary ability to read, the word Chal Dran is on this paper under an area of what looks to be like a list of ingredients.
Okay.
The portal does not work while you're doing this.
Okay, got it.
And are you trying to do anything to get the portal to work, or what are you doing?
Oh, not at the moment. I'm gonna collect the information that I have and then walk towards the center here,
Okay.
towards the this hallway.
Before you make your way to that hallway, like as you're like just about to pass it, you see out of the corner of your eye, the on the left side, it flickers and it shows you a vision of 3 people, one of which you recognize, 2 of which you don't. The one you recognize is Luther Chevalier. You actually recognize the woman as somebody that drank with you that one night when you all were in Hoblock, just before you got arrested. And she was some assistant of Gulch's or something. Make me a perception check. Inra. You're muted, by the way.
Got it.
It's enough for you to catch about every third word by reading the lips, and kind of somehow it makes sense in your head what the words that they're saying. And it seems that from what you gather that Luther is headed to Gigant, and he's meeting with the Silver Lining. And then it fades away. As you continue to head down that corridor? Or do you head down that corridor? Continue.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You continue to head down the corridor, and you are greeted with just what looks to be like a wall. Like there's no seams, there's no scratch marks, there's no levers. There doesn't seem to be a way to open this in reverse.
Is it like just a stone wall? Like, what is it?
Yeah, everything around you seems to be made of stone, and all seems to be made out of the same kind of stone. There's no dig marks, there's no door handle of any kind.
Can I knock?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna knock.
You knock. Nothing happens for a time. And then eventually you hear the sounds of the familiar sound. The familiar sound of undead on the other side.
Okay. I'm gonna leave that door and just kind of go back to the hat portal here.
Okay.
Or better yet, actually, I'll, if you don't mind, I'll go to the other portal.
Okay. You go to the other portal. It seems to be almost identical, but there's a couple of symbols that are slightly changed. They don't make much sense to you, but you do notice that they are different. it also does not seem to activate or trigger whenever you step on it.
Can I go to the opposite portal and then put on Benra's hat?
Sure. You do that.
Yeah,
you do that.
I'll try that.
So when you put on Benner's hat, nothing happens in the portal, but another mirror opens up. And you see the back of your father's silhouette with someone who is about your height, about your size, but with slightly longer hair and no hat, and looks a little bit cleaner, clean shaven, and he's walking up to Benra as if Benra is introducing him to someone. And you can, in this mirror here, Benra reach out and say, "Hey, Rictavio, this is my son, Inra. He's going to be working with me on this next adventure." And Rictavio says, "It is nice to meet you. I am Rictavio." And that mirror fades.
What the fuck? He's got another son named Enra? No.
Of course, that's what he thinks.
All right then. Wait a sec. Can I step here and then cast Reduce on the door?
Where are you stepping out right there? So you try to cast Reduce on the door, but you notice that the magic tries to latch onto the door and dissipates throughout the whole building, and it's almost as if you aren't powerful enough to shrink the entire building. And since it's attached, that's what it's trying to shrink. It's trying to shrink this entire wall, and you start to see some of the bricks crack as the magic kind of isn't powerful enough to do this because this is too big of a structure. But after you do that, you notice behind you it lights up a little bit brighter, and you see the other mirror, and there's two people. One looks just like you do now, and another that looks like a version of Gulch with wings and longer horns and no clothes. And they're both pointing at their hands, and as you kind of like lean in to listen, you hear them discussing which hand would you wipe with if you were shot in the hand you know, which hand would you rather get shot in with an arrow?
Okay.
And how would that affect your wipe?
Okay.
And would you still wipe with the hand that has the arrow in it, or would you try to switch hit? And then it becomes like an it starts off as like a discussion, then it turns into an argument, and both of you are trying to prove both your points. And disappears.
Can I walk over to? Oh, it disappears. Damn it.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Can I walk over to this area, see what the mirror is? Think of this mirror?
Okay. What do you do to the mirror?
Knock.
You knock, and you feel a breeze come from down the corridor, and you hear a... But you don't see anything. You don't hear anything other than the door trying to be opened.
I'm following my friends really. Thank you for your help. Very, very lovely. I'm gonna go to this door and oi, other me, Weird Gulch. Are you guys still there or?
You're met with nothing but silence. Do a perception check for me, please. Again. Man, your perception sucks.
Better than last time. Yeah, 'cause I'm doing great today.
You are greeted with a smell of body odor and possibly sewage as it creeps up to your nostril, and then it kind of fades away in the direction of the portal to your right with the hat on it, or where the hat was.
Okay, I'll walk towards that portal.
Okay. You hear what sounds to be the sound of tearing, and then a squish, and then a dripping sound.
Though I can't do that. Honestly,
okay.
I can't do that. It's impressive.
You look around, and at your feet, you start to notice that there's a pool of blood beginning to grow. And you hear a voice echo in your mind, and it says,
I hope this is worth it.
Oh my god.
It might be. It might be better than being stuck here. So, yeah, possibly.
whip, and you are transported out. And as you're transported out where Gulch is fading back into existence as you are fading in to where you're at. Like, and you see Finn to your left. You see Gulch kind of like in a misty haze, and then he becomes opaque.
You have to grab my thingy.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah, God, I'm sorry. You look like someone from Sandman.
You know, a lot of people say that. I don't understand what that means. What's a Sandman? Is it somebody that like grabs bags of sand and like helps people with flooding? Because if that's true, I guess I could be that. That'd be pretty cool.
Exactly.
I like helping people.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Gulch, you are fresh out of your
I don't
visit.
I'll just hear. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Never mind.
his mic is muted. Gulch, you just cut back, and as you get back, it's like both of you kind of like warp in at the same time.
Enra, how's it going?
Oh, hey, bud.
Yeah.
How'd you get here?
I honestly have no idea.
Where's Mirda?
Who's Mira?
What do you mean, who's Mirda? Mirda, my friend that we've been traveling with this whole
right.
time? And,
Yeah. The
oh,
druid, the
God.
druid.
I thought you forgot for a second. I was about to get really upset.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like,
No idea.
I haven't heard her voice in like 20 minutes.
Join the club? Well, I think so. Coach, have you seen Mira anywhere?
No. We kind of stepped on opposite spots of the room, and poof, I was out here.
Gulch.
Yeah, that's when you guys fucking left me.
Gulch, you hear a voice that only you can hear, and it's like, who is this Drabble? I'm gonna take a step this way. I know you can't see me, but I'm gonna go this direction. Oh, what's this on the ground?
What's what?
This glowing circle.
Oh, yes. Hey, everybody, how about we step on this glowing circle at the same time and get away from the tower a little bit, huh?
I'm into this.
I'm into that. But there are four of us.
What? What about Mirda? Are we meeting her somewhere, or?
Yes, we're meeting her somewhere.
Okay, cool. I'll jump on then. Whoop. You all kind of. I'm gonna have to move that so I can grab Finn. Oh, no.
It got away. Quick, chase it down.
You guys warp out of there, and you appear in front of the Lady Margaret's windmill.
With Winston this time.
With Winston this time. Wait, which one is it? Either?
Oh, that's one.
You hear a bit of an argument going on between Margaret and Ophelia.
I throw up because I'm not used to teleporting.
Okay. Oh, our friends are back. Oh, quick, get Bella. Bella. You see Bella come to the second story window, and I look out at you with her one good eye. And Ophelia is kind of like hesitant to go over, and she's kind of tending to some sort of like a flower box on the side over here. She seems to be frustrated with Margaret. It seems that you're a bit light. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I think so. Sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt your.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm glad to
business.
see that you made it out of the tower all right. Is everything all right? How did you get out?
I mean,
Tell me it wasn't because you agreed to do something for the wizard. Is it?
Sorry?
I'm sorry. Are you not hearing me very well, son?
I'm not used to teleportation circles. I just. You
Oh.
popped. Can you say that again?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's fine. You know, sometimes the effects of portals will cause problems with the inner canal, waxy buildup and such. I was saying your little light. Where's Mary?
Oh, she decided to go out a different way.
Well, that's unusual, but I guess all right. I hope she's okay.
That's the druid for you.
Well,
Do her own thing.
you look a little worse for the wear. Would you like to come inside and freshen up, get some food in your bellies, and get a night's sleep? And you're safe here.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm nice and well rested. I don't know about you, Enra. How are you feeling?
I'd like to rest and get some food.
Finn's like, I feel pretty good, but I could do with a nap. I really like naps.
Okay.
But I just wanna clarify. Mira isn't here, right?
Yes. Mirda's not with you.
I'm gonna avoid the rest and try and look for Mirda.
Okay. Where are you going to look for her?
I'm just going to wander in the forest and just start yelling Mirda. See if she's nearby. She might have teleported somewhere else.
Okay. So you're gonna go look for her in the forest and start yelling her name, and Margaret's gonna be like, I wouldn't stay out there too late. You might have an issue crop up on you.
Well,
Lots
none
of
this
things out in the forest that can do some harm to you. Also, be careful about any three-pronged leaves. Cause you quite the itch.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I don't know what else I would have said. I'm just trying to give you my herbalist expertise on the local flora and
I'm
fauna.
sorry. I really thought you were gonna say just an animal that we were running into.
Oh.
Sure. I guess
no.
leaves.
No. Well, I mean, there's
Leaves are
that
pretty
too.
dangerous.
Yes. You might want to be careful. You never know what you're going to bump into out there.
All right. Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll walk back slowly, holding my stomach because I just threw up from the portal.
Okay. By the way, you don't hear anything back from Mirna when you're yelling.
Okay, got it.
So,
You know, you could just use message to see if she's anywhere close to us in 120 feet.
You know, you could also use message to see if she's not here or not.
I'm feeling a little bit of tension between you two. Is everything all right?
Portal's
Yeah.
messing me up.
One of those just bang already situations. And
Oh, I see. One of those. Probably
sailing.
help if I put the right map on the screen. That's great. All right. Now that that's situated, well, come on in. Let's get you cleaned up, Sonny. You're looking very soiled. And you smell too, quite a bit. That's unfortunate. It's gonna really compete with my new
Who
pies.
smells? Who are they talking to?
You, Captain Barfs a
can-
lot.
I can
Oh.
I can help clean him up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hop to it. Show me what you got.
I don't know if I want that. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Whip.
Where'd it go?
It looks like you already pushed the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't press the digitation.
I can instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic feet. So I can just like.
Oh, your clothes have never been cleaner. Inra, you are completely like, I mean, Tide doesn't exist here, but if it did, you got all the stains out. And it's like your leather is nice and supple.
Does
and
it
it looks
just clean my clothes, or
renewed.
does it clean
It
my
cleans-
my skin as well?
I think everything, right?
I can clean whatever the hell I want. So
Yeah.
like, you look like you just came out of the most relaxing bath.
There's no dirt.
So then, like as he does it, and it's going through my body.
Well, not in your body. It's on the outside. Outside.
It's yeah. It tickles. It tickles.
all of your hairs are manicured, like just very gently, like every single piece of hair. Dr. Giggles. Well, all right. Well, that's very nice. I've got some work for you in the kitchen. If you could mind sparing some more of that. We just finished up a
yeah.
batch of hen pies and rhubarb pies, and
I can
it's a
help
mess.
out.
Looks like a bloodbath in there.
Why would? Oh,
Rhubarb is
and-
red, you know.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
when you put
That's
sugar
fair.
on it and strawberries, it starts to make a sticky mess.
Before I forget, I would just like to. I gotta go past my sexy books. Give me a second.
Your sexy books.
I would like to return this to your sister. And
Oh, good.
pull out
Yes.
the-
Pull out the stone.
I have it written down. I just can't remember where it is.
Stone, the socket stone.
Socket stone. Yes.
Oh my dear, you have no idea what you've given us back. I can't thank you so much. Bella, look. Bella comes down, and instead of giving a look of happiness and glee, it's a little more like, oh good. Oh my God, she speaks again. And if you remember, she never spoke a word. She's at the top of the stairs. She comes down. She says, thank you. And she puts her hand out for you to place it in.
Are you okay, Bella?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you for returning my eye.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll hand it to her.
She goes upstairs, and you kind of almost hear a whimper let out. She's like walking upstairs. She's upset about something. Oh, don't you mind her. She just gets emotional about things sometimes.
What is so special about this stone?
Oh, well, I mean, it's, it's her eye, and she can't see without it, and it's got magical properties to it that we've all worked very hard to maintain. And now we can make some of the recipes that we've long been without because we can't read the manuscripts and without it, and now we can return back to our former glory as pie maidens all across the land. And Shrigant, that little snot-nosed punk in town, is gonna get red right out. I can't wait.
She doesn't seem very happy though.
Oh yeah, she's never been like very happy with the baking part of our lifestyle, but it's a living. We have to do it.
With me or with Gulch finding the recipes in the notes, would I know what some of these weird extra ingredients were?
Your notes, which ones are you talking about? The ones that you found?
The one I found was the rhubarb pie and the
Mhm.
chicken pot pie.
Right. You look those over. Nothing seems to strike you as odd, but there are some very unique ingredients that you wouldn't think to put into something like a pot pie, like cinnamon and cardamom and certain spices and things like that maybe seem strange, and like you would never, if someone told you that was what was in it, you wouldn't want to eat it.
Okay.
And the rhubarb pie is like, it's the secret to that is that there's more strawberry than rhubarb, so everybody thinks it's rhubarb, but they're getting strawberry, so it's sweeter.
Strawberry and
Well, we got some food upstairs for you if you'd like to take a load off, and I know you probably eager to get back to wherever it is you're headed, and in the morning you can be fully rested and able to do so.
Perfect. I don't know if we need a full night's rest, but definitely.
All right, then, suit yourselves. If you don't want a full rest of your own making, then that's fine, I guess.
Thank
Not
you so
everybody
much.
can survive off of a 4-hour sleep and regain all of their functions.
Oh,
Whatever you like.
I spent lots of nights in my library. I thrive on lack of sleep.
Oh, right. But what about your friend here, Inra? Would you like to only stay half a night as well and not get a full rest? That's up to you. You're muted.
Honestly, I'm just going to meditate for the rest of the night.
All
Take like 4
right.
hours.
How well? I mean, are you all right with 4 hours? However
It's
long you need.
4 hours.
Okay. All right. Whatever
I
you.
meditate 4 hours. It's a full night's rest for me.
Oh, all right. Well, I did not know that. Is that an elfin thing? Is it a?
It's a something thing.
Well, I've never heard of that. That's you have to teach me that trick sometime and to come back and show me. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll put up some cots in the second floor for you, and we were about to turn in for the night. It is evening time. So we've got a long day in the morning as well. So we'll retire, and you can have at it on the second floor, and just ring us in the morning and get you some hen pies.
Are we going to sleep?
Send you on your way.
Are we going to bed?
As they go upstairs, just for their hospitality, I'll start using prestidigitation. I know I can't say it.
Okay.
Free. And just start, clean up their dishes a little bit and clean up the kitchen.
So you clean up top to bottom, spotless within seconds. This entire ordeal down below, as they're upstairs.
As he's doing that, since Gog's had a good idea, can I cast message in like an AoE?
Here, put it up. I think you have to point.
Well,
You
as long as
there's something you have to
it's,
know where it's at.
as long as it's a creature that you're familiar with, as long as they're within 100.
Oh no,
You
no,
point
it says,
your finger toward
I
a
can
creature
point my
within
finger.
range. You have to point to
yeah.
it, so you have to know where it's at to point to it. So I
fuck
mean,
it,
you can
we'll
start
point- I'll
firing
point
off.
her-
It's a cantrip. I
I'll
mean, you
point-
start like
I'll
you know.
use point 360 and see if I get any response.
All right.
The message being, Mira, are you there? You can respond to this message.
You're just going around like every minute.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's like
hang on.
every yeah.
How long do you do this?
Oh, you are. You're the leader of the group.
He said it. I'm captain.
No, not captain. Not captain.
Oh god, you ruined it now. Oh, way to go. No, it's on the record. It's been recorded. It's in history books.
Fucking captain.
So you do this for as long as it takes. Mirda, you have your hand on the stone. Make me a wisdom saving throw. At advantage. You're fine.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
You reach in, you twist the stone, and you're able to pull it out. Oh, are you done with this? Yeah, with the retrieval of the stone.
Yes, I have it.
Good. All right. Well, then I have been instructed to send you back through the portal.
Where will the portal take me?
Well, I'm glad that you asked. We will use blood to activate the portal, and we will send you to the wizard's tower, and then you will go to the next portal and use the other vial of blood there to activate. You see, these portals, they work off of blood magic, or if you have a certain item, such as a socket stone,
Okay.
they will activate. Or if it is multiple portals, sometimes it requires the use of two bodies to distribute the magical presence. If you are both magical casters, for efficiencies. So, in this case, you are going by yourself. You are going to a place that has two portals. Blood magic is the only way.
Will you be coming with me?
Oh, no. The master is no longer with us. I must tend to the business of the library until Master Gulch returns to his station.
Would I be able to bring Antonio with me?
Oh yeah, Emilio? Yes. He's now yours. He is now yours. You are responsible for him. I definitely don't want him taking shits over here, and that would be fantastic if you take him.
Well, he seems like a good boy.
Massive shits, so big. I slip, I fall.
Emilio.
We don't have insurance.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just picture a random employee like Antonio, like, what? Me?
Antonio's like, what the fuck? Adir's chiming in. He's like, it's like, call coming from Antonio upstairs.
Be perfect. Okay, I'm sorry. That
No, it's fine.
that was funny.
So, yeah, she motions to you to, to come with me. You may, and then she hands you a leash. Like, if you want him to get to know you first, then he can, let him know that he's with you now.
Emilio. And I'll scratch his head. We're gonna leave now. Would you like to come with me?
And he like walks over to sniff the hand of Brum, who is dead and lifeless on the ground in the lotus position. He takes a minute. It seems that he's saying his goodbye, and he comes over to you and he grabs the part of the leash that is not attached to him, and he bites it, and he looks up to you with it and just stares at you.
So I'll grab it out of his mouth and then start walking out.
Okay. He will go with you, and how am I gonna do this? Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Come on. I'm gonna give you control of the Mastiff. He is now your pet. Edit. can be edited and controlled by Mirda. Save.
Mastiff, a mouse, and a fox
Cool.
man.
Correct. Let me
Right,
find
Welcome to a
Mastiff.
bar.
Is it
Right?
where's,
Right?
Yeah.
where is the Mastiff at?
The pseudo dragon says, "This is not a bartender. I don't know. I lost it halfway through the sound.
We'll make it up. We'll make it up. We'll make one up. We'll make one up.
All right, it's in NPCs and get rid of that. Jesus, Mirda has like 5 things in her control. Okay,
Wait
And-
till she starts.
there we go.
Till the next thing I conjure.
Until the next thing.
Yeah, I was
you
gonna say, wait till she starts summoning more creatures.
I really have been thinking about that devil dog that I sent you.
Oh god.
Oh, the shadow
Mastiff.
the shadow
The
mastiff.
mastiff isn't good enough.
So
Oh, bro, you can summon a narwhal. Right? You
Yeah.
summoned a whale at one point.
Oh yeah, she did.
come on, you ready to go?
Dude, that whale is so dead right now.
It was in the water.
Was
It
it though?
himself, so it disappears.
I don't know.
I forgot
Maybe-
about that.
That whale's in therapy right now. That's all I know.
She guides you down to the portal. So place yourself on there. She says, all right, now make sure that both of you are on the portal and sprinkle the blood onto the ground around you in a circular fashion, and you will be whisked away to the tower.
Okay.
You do so, and the last thing you hear is, please step on the portal. And then-
Fire
and-
versus you.
And as you're disappearing, you hear just this rage come out of Oshaw's mouth, and like, I swear to God! And she like jumps past through you and like starts to beat on Adir
Oh dear.
with his wrench. Like, you broken piece of shit!
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill her.
Yes. Actually, really funny. You should.
Kill her? I can't. I'm already teleporting.
Oh man.
Whip!
That's not
And you show up on the left side. You don't have to put your token there. When you get here, what do you do?
Is that hat still on the other portal?
It would seem so. I don't believe that Inra. Wait, no.
Yeah, I put it on.
Took it.
Inra's hat is now on the ground. You notice that Inra's hat's there. It's not the same one that was there before.
Okay. I don't have the dog.
Oh, you just like grab him in your It's you don't have to place him there.
You
We're
You said
we're
the
gonna
other
say.
end of the leash. It's just
Yeah, you have the end of the leash. It didn't come through. You didn't make it. Wasn't enough blood.
Paws that I was holding.
Wasn't enough blood.
Okay, I'm gonna stand on the portal and I'm gonna put his hat on.
Okay. And Emilio's with you. Hold on a second. Okay. So You have Emilio with you. You pick up the hat, you put it on, nothing happens. You have one more vial of blood left. What do you do? Mirda.
Yeah, I'm thinking about whether or not I do want to do the same thing. And just put the blood in a circle around me, or whether to do that. Then I have more. So what is
Yeah. Well, they only gave you 2 to like get through the portals here and here,
Yeah.
but up to you to do with what you will.
Because we still have that one stone that Gulch has. What if we used it to absorb? Okay, I'm gonna stop complicating it. I'm gonna just
I mean, I'm
use
excited.
blood.
Thinking out loud right now. Okay.
I'm just gonna do the same
Okay.
thing.
Okay, so you take the blood, you sprinkle it around. Emilio's with you, and you feel yourself become lighter and feel yourself kind of steadying yourselves on some steps. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw, DC 14. You fail that, and you trip and fall. And when you arrive at these steps, you kind of like fall down the steps. And when you lift your head up, you are greeted with the snarl of multiple displacer beasts that have become visible. And you are right here, facing them. And there's one directly on top of the portal.
Great. So am I like sitting on it now?
You're like right here at the base of the steps. The portal's right there. And there are 4 displacer beasts around you. One is directly on the portal. And it seems to be too big to be in the portal. And so its feet are all off outside of the portal. So it's not being transported. And with that, we're going to end it.
Oh, dang.
You already had one job.
I know, but I thought
I
maybe
love
one
the,
would be cool.
I really love the. My favorite part was, did I land on top of it? Is it mine now? Like, what a Fortnite
Am I
thing to
on
say.
it, or that's a thought. You can try to animal handle that and jump on it. Make some ridiculous, rolls, and stranger things have happened, obviously.
Obviously, there's 4
I feel
seasons
like
of
we're an
Stranger Things.
obby.
Yeah, and then
4 great skill
4 great skill
checks.
checks in a
What
row,
you're talking about.
and a
Just
movie
get good.
starring Mirda
That's okay.
riding on the back of, which you know how to do because you wrote Indra.
I have, yeah.
So I'd give you advantage on it, but we'll find out next. Is it next week? Hold on. The 23rd is the one you can't. Next week we're still on, yeah?
3rd I can't.
Yep.
30th is also debatable. I'm gonna have to. I'll get to that.
I swear to God.
16th I'm fine. 16th I'm
fine. You can tell me the 2 last episodes that we had planned are not good now for you all of a sudden.
It's I don't want to talk about it here.
Okay, it's fine. No worries. It's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work.
I was half hoping Maria to trip down the stairs into the other teleporter, so she's just like
Nope, not quite
Just
that
to,
bad.
like,
If it was a
the
nat
other end,
1,
just
maybe,
starts
we'll
tripping.
see. But I'm also
That
trying to
would've been
not
so
break the
funny.
game again. So
If we could do, like, if it's not before the 23rd, if we can do any other like day before that.
I will see how my new job starts on Monday. So I've got to
Right,
find out
I thought so.
what that looks like. And I mean, I don't know what I'm stepping into really. I'm getting trained. So
Figure it out.
the next 2 weeks are going to be product training. So it's
Yeah.
really going to be like the roughest part of my job, I
Teak,
think. So we'll see.
Hey, turn off your wind turbine. Jesus Christ. God.
Okay, well we'll discuss like scheduling conflicts or issues or whatever later, and we'll go from there. But as far as next week's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Me
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Any questions, comments,
Good night.
issues?
Is there homework?
No.
We didn't level up,
So
obviously.
I actually
So
do have a question.
Sure.
Is the stone that I took, is it still glowing?
Yes,
Did it stop? Okay.
it is still glowing. It is glowing red. I'm sorry, purple.
Gulch's
Still
isn't
glowing
because he did his whole thing, right?
Wait.
Gulch's
One is still glowing.
One was still had like an ember of red in it, and the other one was
okay. Got
not doing anything. So
it. Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, I will drop out of the call and I will talk to chat, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye. Oh yeah, there we are. Cool. All right. So, Midnight Dragon, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. I know D&D live play, especially when I can't interact unless it's like a, beginning of stream, end of stream, or a break. It's not everybody's thing, and but some people like it, and I appreciate those that come by and hang out. And even if you're just lurking, it helps out the channel, and I appreciate you. Don't forget, subs do help the party. So any subs that I get throughout the week, which we need to, here, let's go do that right now so I don't forget. Let's go to the maps again. And I think DNR had one. Yeah, there we go. So then we're going to get back up to 79. Chrono Deviants, this grants the party different things. What they mostly use them for is getting advantage on a roll that they think that they really need to make. So yeah, it's been a fantastic time. We are looking to where we were trying to wrap things up before October, but it sounds like there might be some conflicts of scheduling. So we're going to see what we can do after I figure out what's going on with my job that I start on Monday. So if my workload's not too ridiculous and it's the learning curve isn't something that I need to spend a lot of time at home doing homework on, then maybe we will try to get some more midweek games or something like that going, or change the times and stuff to accommodate. So we'll just have to see. But you just got home from work. Oh my gosh, that's right, you work an evening, towards the evening shift, right? What is it, midnight for you? One of the things that I'm looking forward to eventually moving to possibly Michigan is that I'll be on East Coast time. I think that's East Coast. Is Michigan an East Coast? I believe it is. You work second shift? Yeah, I've worked a second shift before. I know how that goes. Yeah, so Michigan's in East Coast, and I am looking to possibly move out there in the next year or two. And I'm looking forward to being more aligned with a timeline that a lot of the people that I kind of hang out with on Twitch and that watch my stream, I'll be in their time zone. So that's pretty cool. And I'm into that. Southeast. You live in Southeast Michigan? That's I'm going to be in Southwest Michigan is where I'm going to go. In October, I'm going to Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo to hang out. My girlfriend's got family in Toledo, and so we wanted to be just far enough away from them that they won't just come visit all the time, and that if something goes on, we can go over there and hang out if there's a holiday weekend or something like that. Also, I missed a follow. I have alerts turned off. The alert pops up on the screen, but there's no sound. So we got a follow a little bit ago, and I appreciate that. Thank you. We have anonymous follows all now. So solid plan. Yeah. Dinar, what time is it for you right now? Keep them at arm's distance. Right. What time is it for you right now? I know you're... It's going to be like a ridiculous time in the morning for you or something. 2 p.m.? Yeah, or it's... Oh, okay, so it's like midday. Midday for you. So if I was starting this at... So it'd be like... $6 is when we start local time. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, it'll be the same timeline. It'll just be like, oh, we start at 9 and we end at midnight type of thing. Lunchtime. Oh yeah, right. It's always lunchtime. Hope you're ready. Get hungry. Let's see what we got going on here. Tragic's on and Cecilia's on. Did we raid Cecilia last time? I don't think so. I don't think so. But I need to get this raid situated because it's time for me to go eat. I'm hungies. I am hungies. I need to go say hi and stuff. You know what I mean? So again, appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys are awesome. Every Friday until the campaign is over, which probably is looking like 4 or 5 more sessions. Hoping to have a cameo next week if we can make it work. But yeah, so where you at? Where you at? There you are. Trying to make sure they're still on because I've raided somebody before and they were getting off like right as I raided. So trying to make sure we're good. I'll catch them when I can. All right, well, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. It'll be the same time. It'll just be now I'm in their time zone. You know what I mean? So I think it's still going to be the same time. But anyway, let's get this going. Get that food fight command ready. Let's go hang out with Cecilia. I think they're playing Kirby. Yep, they're playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land. So, you know, nice chill game for you guys to like chill out with on the rest of your Friday night. Thanks for being here, hanging out. Appreciate you. We will talk to you guys next week sometime. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream during the week, but at least Friday we will be here at 6 p.m. Pacific. So take it easy. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time. Let's get this ready to go.